Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode, we have two fixtures in the Championship. We're at home to Sunderland and then away to West Bromwich Albion. Since you last left us, which was the East Anglian games, Norwich, where we won 4-1, and then we played Ipswich, where we lost 2-0. We weren't able to really turn that loss around as we had back-to-back losses to Hull and Swansea. We then got a draw with Luton Town, which was quite a good result after going a goal behind. We then beat Birmingham 3-0, which was a really good result because they were up in fifth. We then drew 2-2 with Derby, which was again a shame because I think we were probably the better side that game. We then beat Stoke 2-1 after being probably the worst side that game. We had two late goals from our young little 5'5" Uruguayan little Franco Gonzalez getting 2 goals off the bench. And then we beat Middlesbrough 2-0 recently. Sarmiento and Ben House, who's actually been really good. He's been scoring lots of goals. Unfortunately, we've already agreed a deal to let him go because we tried to move him on when we first joined. The board wouldn't allow it. Then he decided he was going to run out his contract at 2028. So Sampdoria came in. I think he's got 150k or 170k deal to Sampdoria. It's a bit of a shame because he's actually turned out to be quite a good player. He just fits being a pressing forward quite a lot. He's got 14 goals for it. I think most of those have been for us. So he's looked quite good. And Josh Coburn looks not very good at all. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But we just need to worry about staying up this year. We don't need to worry about that. But at the minute, with those good results, we have actually climbed out of the relegation zone for the first time probably all season. I mean, I know they won 3-0 on the opening day, but then after that it's just been terrible results. So definitely for the first month anyway, because that first win must have held them for at least a couple match days. But they are definitely were far and away and gone at one point, but we've turned it round. It's definitely not job done. Sunderland, if we could win here, we go 2 points within them. Obviously West Brom bottom of the league, but only 5 points, so we definitely need to get a win there and create a bit of a gap there. We really are just looking over our shoulders at Oxford. Those are the one that's the team who are not doing too bad themselves. If you look at recent form, they've been picking up, I mean, not many wins, but they haven't been losing a lot. They've been picking up a lot of draws, so they are still picking up points, but we've just been winning that extra little more. Every time they've kind of been drawn, we've been winning, and we've actually got an unbeaten run of 5 games. So coming into 2 games against lower in the table teams, you would fancy us. Dynamics is looking a lot better. We've got an unhappy player, but we're not too worried about that. In terms of transfers, we haven't brought anyone else in. Obviously the window's shut and that was the end of it. A couple of players have left, some youngsters in the youth teams whose contracts are expiring, they've went on freeze. The only player we've sold was Harry Lovett. He was again just another young player, wasn't playing. No real potential there. So he's went to Glentoran. I think that's Northern Ireland. Yeah, it is, yeah. For 300k with some obviously extra stuff as well there. So that is where we've been. So for our first game of the episode, we are at home to Sunderland. And this is the team I think I'm going to go with. This is the team that's been working. That's not the team I'm going to go with. No, it is because... it is. So this is the team that I'm going to go with. So we've got Bajic in goal, who's come back from his injury, so we started to keep some clean sheets again. A back four of Sorensen, Osho and Viagra, with Ruffin playing left back. Wilson Esperand has actually been our regular left back, but he's injured and he's out for close to 2 weeks to a month, so that's quite disappointing. So hopefully Ruffin can come in and pick up where he's left off. We've got a midfield 2 of Tashi Benada and Barkley. I'm going to try and call him by his real name. Eusebio was another one who's kind of picked up an injury. He's not really been that good, even though he looks really good. He's not really set the world alight. He's not been as good as I would expect him to be. And then in attack, we've got Silvera on the right, who is he's not that good, but he's just really quick. And when we've been counter-attacking, he's been really important in there. Franco Gonzalez, who's he obviously had that heroics at the Stoke game. And then Sarmiento on the left, who's definitely turning good now. He's looking a much better player. 9 goal contributions in 20 games. He's looking like a very good sign. And then Ben House up top, who's been our regular goal scorer. Barkley, not really been too bad at all, filling in midfield with Usego's injury, so he's very much keeping his spot. So I mean, we've got some decent players on the bench now. Abire's back from injury. Abaldo can come on, he's been okay. Hamilton can play midfield. We've got some defenders. Burgess has lost his spot purely just for no real reason. I just feel like we've played Osho in the last game and we kept a clean sheet. Burgess had an injury, so we dropped him. Maybe I'll regret it, but I'm going to stick with it for now. And we're going to go with Osho and Viagra because maybe just being a little bit younger, maybe the Burgess is a little bit slower, so maybe we've just been conceding more goals like that. But honestly, he's he's been okay, but we definitely need to just trust when a result goes our way, because we kept a clean sheet as well against Middlesbrough, which was a very good result. So Sunderland, if we can get a win here, I think we go 2 points behind them, which would definitely help kind of drag them back into a relegation scrap, because that's definitely one thing we don't want to do, is let the teams above us just fly away. There isn't a lot of games left of the season now, so we really need to pick up points as much as we can. I definitely think we should be trying to go for a win here, but at worst, we only want to be drawn, and Viagra has picked up a knock. So we'll probably bring Burgess on anyway and go with the unfavourable 2. Oh, what have you done there? Who was that? I don't know who that was. Let's just pass it all the way back to goalkeeper and just let them get in. That was terrible. I don't know who it was. Must have been Sarmiento, because his rating shot down. But that's just terrible. And you know what I've noticed? When you're in a relegation scrap, you just seem to get these mistakes much more than when you're just playing well. And I don't know what that is. Whether it's just because you're in a relegation scrap, so your players are not as good, so they're more prone to making mistakes. But I feel like I would play an FA Cup game against a team 3 divisions higher, and if you're in good form, you just don't make those mistakes. Joe Bellingham makes it 2, and this is not the result we wanted. We were literally saying we don't want to lose this game at the very least, because we don't want to allow the teams above us to just fly away. And I just think the back line, I've got it wrong. I think I should have left Burgess in. I think we'll probably have to bring him on anyway. We look terrible. We're just getting absolutely peppered, and we don't let the people at Oxford United know this, because we don't want them to get any confidence that they can come in and get back above the relegation zone. We do play Oxford, a second last game of the season. That could be huge. And Sarmiento, I'm not sure what happened with the goalkeeper there. He just froze in time. What is this game? It's just absolute madness. It's just mistakes after mistakes, and Sarmiento capitalises on one there. And we do pull it back to 2-1. I mean, if we can get a draw now, I'll take the draw because of how poor we started. And Viagra doesn't need to come off. He's shown us injured in the match engine, but not injured on the little squad sheets. I don't know what's up with him. Silvera plays it through to Sorensen. Can he find an option? He should be putting it into House. House has been scoring. I don't know what is happening with the match engine. It's going a bit crazy, because the highlights are just going all over the place, but I'm not really sure what's happening. But we won't question it too much. Ruffin now. I mean, he's not totally match fit. He's not terrible, because he's been playing a couple under-21 games just to get him fit. But Sarmiento, can he find an option? No, it's another corner. I mean, obviously Sunderland aren't doing too well themselves, so they must be a little bit poor, and they can obviously score a goal, so maybe it is at the back. Maybe it's not all said and done. As Osho, why are you not shooting? He got it in the middle of the box and then just decided to pass it back out wide for some reason, instead of having a shot himself. And now Sunderland with the corner. Hopefully we can see this one out and catch them on the counter, and it's not a third goal for Sunderland. Well, it's cleared, but not cleared well enough, and it's fallen to Clark, who's put it in the back of the net. It's 3-1. We look poor today. We just can't do anything at the back. Ruffin having a poor game. I mean, he's not good. That's why I don't use him. We just don't have any other left backs. We've just really struggled to bring a left back in. That's why we got Wilson Esbrand on loan. Oh, this is not good. Right, we'll bring Burgess on because Viagra's injured. We'll swap the... No, we won't swap these around. We'll keep them the way they are. Ruffin will just have to play. Yeah, I guess that's just... I just don't know what to do. We just... this one might be just a bad day at the office, I think, because Silvera, I thought, was going to get one back. If we can get an early goal, then maybe we can do something. I think Oxford United must be losing their game as well. But this is a very poor result from us, because I really thought this was a game we should be coming in and trying to get a win, because we've been on a really good run. We've beaten better sides, and Sunderland are not a good side. They've not had a great season. I mean, the players in the squad might be fine, but the season they've had is not something where you'd think, oh, they're definitely going to beat us. As Gonzalez gets one back, and little Frank, I'm becoming quite a fan of little Franco Gonzalez. He's just, I don't know, I like that he's like 5'5", but he's just a little baller. Franco Gonzalez gets one back, and maybe, I mean, we said this when it was 2-1. Maybe we can get back in it now. I mean, that would be That would be good. That would be useful. If we can at least take a point out of this game before we play West Brom, that would be good. We don't really want to go into that on the back of a defeat. We are getting a little unbeaten run going as well. So if we could, ideally, if we could keep that going, we'll bring a Bayri on for Silvera, who's not had a great game. House hasn't had a terrible game. We'll keep him on. We just don't have another left back. We'll leave Ruffin on. He'll have to just play and just, yeah, we'll just have to live with it, I guess. But maybe, can we get a late equaliser? That would be just what we needed. We have had a lot of late goals, though, so it wouldn't be out of character, as Ruffin does really well to win the ball back. And it's through to Sarmiento, who hits the bar. I think he was offside anyway, so he wouldn't. And West Brom are actually winning. I think they're playing Oxford United. Well, I mean, look at how close the relegation zone is. I guess West Brom winning is probably the best result, though, because we don't want, obviously, Oxford to come out. But we don't really want West Brom to be full of confidence coming into our game. But it looks like that's going to be what it is. It's very late now. We'll make a late change if the game wants to load. We'll bring Abado on for Gonzalez. We'll bring Hamilton on. We should have probably done these a little bit earlier. Anyone else? I think we'll put Ben House in behind. We'll bring Palacios on. I mean, he's not been great either. I just don't like Josh Coburn. He just never looks good. Maybe these changes can spare a late goal. It can't. It's 3-2. Okay, so we lost 3-2 to Sunderland. Not a good result at all because, I mean, they were down. They were just above us. One place above us, so we can't beat these. We're in for a tough run, but thankfully results, obviously West Brom beating Oxford United, have gone our way. So we do remain out of the drop, but we play West Brom next. So we really need to get a result there, because after that, I mean, we've got... you know what? We haven't got a terrible end of the season. After Forest, who are up in 5th, we've got Huddersfield, yeah, I mean, okay, it's not the worst running, but we definitely want to get a result here. I mean, our best results have been against good sides, so maybe the play in the bottom end teams isn't what we need, but hopefully some of the mid-table sides just kind of fall away with it being the end. But you know what? We lost, but we're doing well. We're still outside the relegation zone. I think if you look at like the second half of the season, we're actually we're just a mid-table side, so we're really not too bad at all. But obviously we've had to just overcome this massive deficit that's been created up here. So yeah, let's go play West Brom. If we can beat West Brom, we definitely can't lose that game, because that will put us back in the relegation zone. If we draw, it's not the end of the world. Probably still be above the relegation zone, even if Oxford won just on goal difference. We win, it would be a 5-point gap, which would be really useful. So for our second game of the episode, we are away to West Bromwich Albion. They're obviously down in the relegation zone. And don't forget, this is actually the team that Lincoln beat on the opening day. So it's not unheard of to get a good result against West Brom. So we're going to go with the same team that played the Sunderland game. I'm not going to make any changes, because this is the team that's been doing well. The only change we have done is put Burgess in for Osho. I think maybe that was the issue, was we just decided to do a change at centre-back on a whim of one game, and that might not have been the best idea. So we'll go back to the one that we've been using predominantly, which is a 2 of Burgess and Viagra. Viagra? Don't know. Definitely don't want to call him Viagra. Anyway, we're away at West Brom. Yeah, we need to, at the very least, not lose this. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough run in now. Every game is like a massive game now. But if we can get a win here, this will give us a lot of confidence, I think. Obviously, these have just beat Oxford United, so they're hoping to have their own little escape. But this is a massive one. This is probably one of the bigger games left for us. This and Oxford United. Everyone else is obviously pretty much far and away out the relegation zone. These are the only 2 teams left. I don't think we play Blackburn anymore, so it's really just these 2 as last couple big games, and we've given the ball away there very poorly, and hopefully we can recover it before anything bad happens, and we do. Viagra, but Gonzalez loses out to an absolute sandwich of challenges, and West Brom look confident. They're really going for it, and we are really not. And the ball, it's it hit the crossbar. Wasn't really defended, but we've got away with it, and that's all we need to do. I don't really care about performance. Burgess giving the ball away. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't usually get annoyed at Football Manager, but that is just stupid. Thankfully, we've gotten away with it. I don't know. I don't know sometimes with this game. Anyway, it's just all West Brom at the minute. We're getting torn apart, and Vasily scored, whoever that is. Never even heard of him. Oh, West Brom go 1-0 up, and that does put us back into the bottom three. This is not good. We don't want West Brom to be getting results. Like I say, we have to at least draw this. I think that's the minimum we should be getting from this game. I mean, losing S-Brand is a killer because Ruffin's just not good enough. We look all over the place today. We don't look good again. I'm very concerned. I don't know. It's like we do well off camera, and then as soon as the camera's on for the episodes, we're just terrible. We just don't get good results on camera. I like the lineup. I think the lineup's fine. We'll bring a B-Ray on because he's probably better than Silvera, who's again been kind of not good enough again. I don't think Kento's been all that good either. We'll bring Ethan Hamilton on. Hopefully he can offer something a little bit different. But we need to see something. Ben House hasn't scored in a couple of games. That's concerning me because he's been the only one who's really scoring. And Gonzalez loses outs there, but Viagra does really well. Like I say, we're only a goal down. These are not a good side either, so we can get back in this, I'm sure. But it's just about making sure we do. And Ben House, he must have just heard me slagging him off. I was just saying he hasn't scored in a while, but he gets on the end of that one. Great work from Sorensen to win the ball back. He's probably been the one, I guess, bright spark. Oh, Oxford United leading. We don't want Norwich. How are you losing to Oxford United? They need to come back into that. I'm very concerned. Okay, they have done. I can see that it's gone back down to 2 points. I mean, we can go and get a winner here. This would be massive. I think we've been probably the better side looking at the XG, but it's pretty level, to be honest. Sarmiento is very hit and miss. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free. Sarmiento has been very hit and miss. We'll leave him on. We'll bring a Baldo on because Gonzalez is tiring. I mean, I'd like to take Keane off. Sorry, not Keane, Barkley off, but I don't really have anyone else to bring on. With the injuries, I guess we'll just leave it as is. Do we drop House into Cam, bring Coburn on? Might do that a little. Not sure. We'll do that. We'll see how Sarmiento's fitness goes on, but it is a highlight, and it looks like it's going to be a West Brom one because they are in possession of the football. We need to win it back. We need to see some more heroics. We don't want to lose this game. That's the worst thing. That is the absolute worst thing that could happen. We're not really going to get it back. Why is no one trying to win it back? Why are we playing a gegenpress if no one's going to win it back? West Brom come forward. They knock it in. Thankfully, it's gone over the bar. That might be because players are tired. Okay, we're going to do the sub that I was just talking about, but I decided not to. But now I've seen that highlight. We are tired. We'll bring Coburn on. I mean, if he can do something to justify the 1.1 million that's been spent on him, that's not a huge amount for the Championship, but he's done nothing this season. He's been terrible. He hadn't scored a goal before we took over. So hopefully he can get something late here. But it is West Brom with the goal kick. Knock it up, but House picks it up at Cam. He plays it through to Ubaldo, and Coburn tries to get after it. He's just not fast enough for this level, I don't think. B-Ray picks up the ball. He plays it to Sorensen. Can he find an option in the middle? He does! And it's Josh Coburn! We never doubted him for a second. Josh Coburn with the late winner. Hopefully the late winner in the 88th minute. Josh Coburn got in the end. And like I say, Lasse Sorensen, he's been the bright spark. And what we didn't want to see was another highlight. I would have very happily not seen another highlight this game, but House picks it up and he plays it to Ubaldo. Can he get the ball in? He can. It's Coburn, rises, but not good enough to get the ball on target. And it does hit the 90th minute. 5 minutes of added time. Oxford United are winning 4-1 over Norwich. Don't know how that result happened, but we have won the game, and that is a massive, massive goal from Josh Coburn and Ben House to get us back in the game, to get us a goal up, and we do take the 3 points from West Bromwich Albion. And I think that probably relegates West Brom. Obviously, it's way too early with 6 games to go, but they are 5 points behind us with 6 games to go. I can't believe Oxford United have won 4-1. What are Norwich doing? They're trying to go for a playoff spot, and they've lost to Oxford. That's really annoying because that would have created a nice little gap with us and Oxford, but not to be. That Oxford games in the next episode is going to be huge. And that is going to be the next episode. So we're going to play just the 4 games. So from Forest down to Watford off camera. Hopefully by then, if we can put a little run together, the Oxford game might not matter as much. But the way it's been up and down, I think it will. I think Blackburn are as good as gone. Yeah, probably 7 points. West Brom, probably good as gone. Probably a little bit too early for West Brom, but I think Blackburn probably gone. Oxford and us, yeah, still in it. There's a couple teams above us that could probably fall into it as well if we keep picking up points and they don't. I'm really annoyed that Oxford seem to be picking up points now because they've been terrible all season, just like we have. But they've just, yeah, they're very similar to us. They just, who do they play on the last game of the season? Huddersfield. Okay, that's not terrible. We play, let's see, Sheffield United. That's a tough one. So really, we wanted, if we can get it wrapped up by the Oxford game, that'll be ideal. Hopefully that game will be, it is away, unfortunately, but anyway, that'll be the next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of North to Prem, and I'll see you all for the Great Escape, the final 2 days of the final 2 games of the National, so used to be in the National League, of the Championship season, where hopefully we'll have completed our Great Escape. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all for that very soon.